Well, you guys know me. I love to gamble when I go cruising, and well, unfortunately, on my last cruise, I made a gambling decision that cost me $5,000. I don't even think I want to talk about it, but let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest gambling adventures, I guess, is the latest thing. Welcome to the channel. Welcome all cruisers. Hope you're doing well. If you're brand new here, one of my favorite things to do on a cruise ship is to test the fates. And that takes the form of gambling. I am a table gambler, primarily a craps player for most of my life. And recently, over the last 6 to 8 months, I've been playing blackjack. And I've really enjoyed playing blackjack. My strategy for blackjack is simple. I got myself one of those basic strategy cards. I memorized all the plays according to basic strategy, and I always try to make the play according to basic strategy. Not everybody plays the same way, but I believe that that's the best mathematical advantage for me against the house. No shade on anybody who plays the game any other way. And I also don't partake in the side bets or the sucker bets. I played craps long enough to know what the sucker bets are, and as a craps purist, the idea is to never play the sucker bets. And I would think that as a blackjack purist, the idea is to never play the sucker bets either. But there are some sucker bets, some side bets on the blackjack table. And probably one of the most popular ones is the Lucky Ladies. The Lucky Ladies side bet is very simple. It works like this. On your first two cards, if they equal 20, then you get some sort of payoff for your bet. It depends what the first two cards are, but if you can somehow magically get two queens of hearts, well, that is the best scenario. Two queens of hearts pay 125 to 1. So that means if you bet $1, you get $125. If you bet $5, you get $625. And while it's infrequent, I have seen it happen before. It's happened to me before. I didn't have it bet, but I've had the two queen of hearts before. And that brings us to today's story time, where I played a lot of blackjack on the MS Noordam, my last cruise. And they do that side bet, that Lucky Ladies, a little differently. Not only will they give you some sort of multiplier of your bet, but they will also give you a free cruise depending on what the circumstance is. They were offering a free interior cruise, a free ocean view cruise, and a free balcony cruise. And I guess I should mention this here. It's not just getting two queens of hearts that will win you the big prize that will win you the free cruise. Not only do you have to have the two queens of hearts, but the dealer also has to have a blackjack. And so these are insurmountable odds. Certainly lightning strikes, and it does happen, but in the long run, you're going to make more side bets than you're going to win back side bet money. The casino doesn't put these side bets on the table because they're at your advantage. And like I said, that's why I think most purists stay away from the side bets, because at the end of the day, the math just doesn't flesh out. You don't want to ruin your other math by messing yourself up with the side bet math. And I'm pretty much resolved to never making this Lucky Lady bet. I don't give it any thought. I don't make the side bet. A lot of times I'll get cards that equal 20, and people at the table who are playing that bet, they get upset because I could have won or whatever. And I always tell myself, when people seem to get angry, oh, look at them. They just don't really know the odds. They don't really know how much of a sucker bet this is. This is like playing the lottery. In the long run, you're going to spend more on the side bet than you will actually win. That's what I told myself until about midway through this cruise when it happened. I was playing my hands of blackjack. The dealer deals the other person at the table a card, and then I get dealt a queen of hearts. It's happened before, no big deal. The dealer deals their card, then the other player gets their second card, and then there it is, just very casually, I get dealt another queen of hearts. Now, that's happened to me before. It happened to me famously in a way that somebody got really angry at the table because I didn't have it bet. But there I was, sitting with two queens of hearts, and well, the dealer had an ace. They had an ace as their up card, and if you play blackjack at all, you know when the up card is an ace, the dealer has to check for blackjack. Every time I see this happen, I'm like, oh, please don't have blackjack so I don't have to deal with these feelings. And well, sure enough, the dealer had blackjack. She had an ace of diamonds, and she had a queen of diamonds. She had a suited blackjack. Quickly perusing the chart next to me that shows you what you win when you have the queen of hearts and the dealer has a suited blackjack, I would have won 1,000 to 1 on the side bet, which I would have bet $5. I would have won $5,000. And Well, since the dealer had a suited blackjack, that means I would have gotten a free ocean view cabin cruise for a week. The reason I say I would have bet $5 is I did an experiment earlier that day, just 2 hours that day, where I bought $50 in $5 chips, and I played that side bet, and that money came and went. It ebbed and flowed. I played it the whole session, probably 2 hours, and I didn't walk away feeling like I was a winner on the side bet. And I said to myself, well, there you go. That's a good experiment. I can put that away. I don't have to make that side bet. There certainly is a cruel irony there that if I would have just done my experiment in the evening instead of in the morning, then possibly while I was doing my experiment, I would have had this hand where I got the queens and the blackjack and the $5,000 and the free cruise, but it didn't happen that way. And surprisingly, in the moment, I was unfazed. The dealer was like, wow, I've never seen that before in my life. And I'm like, yeah, I never bet it. It happens. Who cares? That kind of thing. And I didn't really think about it again until 2 days later. 2 days later, when I got dealt the Queen of Hearts again. Now, fortunately, this time, I didn't have the blackjack, so, that wasn't like, oh, wow, you lost 2 of the most winning conditions ever in the same cruise. But people were starting to look at me like the staff there was like, dude, like, wow, you're like Mr. Lucky when it comes to the lucky ladies. I can't believe you're not betting it. Other players in the subsequent days are like, are you the guy that got the queens and the blackjack and weren't betting it? And I'm like, yeah, it's me. I even had to call home. And tell Jenny B, look, I never bet this bet and I've won it twice. And she said, look, you gotta start betting this bet. So that's what I did. The minimum bet is $1 on the thing. And so going forward, I guess I'm going to play $1 on the lucky ladies. I may have missed my opportunity. Lightning has already struck, but now I feel like I'm going to be spending $1 extra every blackjack hand for now until forever, and maybe never see that scenario again. I don't know. I wish the side bet wasn't on the table, and then I wouldn't have had to dealt with all of this. That one decision not to make that bet at that moment, it cost me $5,000 and a free ocean view cruise. Let me say it like I always do. Please don't gamble unless you're gambling for entertainment. Please don't gamble with money unless you're okay losing it, like spending it. You're treating it as a entertainment spending expense, because gambling is one of those things that really can catch you in the throes and make you do some crazy stuff. So please have a level head when you're gambling. Don't gamble away money that you don't have, and make sure you stick to your budget. Do you have any stories like that? Did you get up from a slot machine and then the very next person to spin it hit a jackpot? Or have you had a crazy experience where you had a premonition to put a number down on the roulette table and you didn't do it, and then that number hit? Anything crazy like that? Or do you have a story where you hit it big? Leave a comment below. This is Tony for La Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido.